Welcome to Slow Flow. I appreciate you taking the time for yourself just to settle into a practice where things intentionally move a little more slowly, which frankly may be a challenge because life around us is so hectic. And we tend to react to the situation that's around us. I shouldn't assume, but a lot of us do, and sort of try to manage our lives so that we can kind of keep up, and that's just a very human thing to do. Okay. So this practice is intended to slow things down a notch. We'll find easy movement, simple movement. Not saying there won't be some strength involved because moving more slowly can create a bit of a challenge. There will always be options. And you could always come into a restful shape, whether it's child's pose or shavasana or anything else, that if that would feel good to you. All right. We're going to start here in a seat. I'm going to invite you, if it feels okay for the knees, if it doesn't, please don't, to cross your legs the weird way. Okay. If it feels awkward when you cross your legs, you know it's the weird way. All right. And life's weird, so this can't be that bad unless the knee disagrees. So just keep an eye on that as we begin here in our seat. If you feel like there's a little bit of a rounding of the spine, you can always put a blanket under the edge of your bum to help you sit a bit taller. And once you've sorted all that business out, the gaze can be soft to the floor, or you can invite the eyes to close. And breathe in. And breathe out. I invite you to take some time in this very first shape to arrive. As I made mention, life, even in the current state of affairs, can feel really hectic. Sometimes we might feel like a human ping pong ball going from one thing to the next. Maybe never really feeling present for that one thing before the next even turns up. Here in this shape, I invite you, we physically landed on the mat. Within this physical shape, begin to introduce, to bring in the breath, the energetic body. Just as simple as watching the breath as it moves in the shape. Feel the movement that occurs here in this shape. Listen to the whisper that comes with your breath. When we pay attention, when we practice breath awareness, tuning into the movement, the sound, maybe even the temperature. The breath is the tether, the bridge between our physical body in which we breathe and our subtle body, our awareness, our mind. Just as simply as witnessing the breath brings these three things together. And if you're comfortable doing so, take your hands and place them on sort of the lowest part of your rib cage, and then breathe. And with that, can the awareness of your breath be even more like, whoa? And then slide your hands around to the side body. This might create a challenge for your shoulders. Just do the best you can. And again, just resting on the rib cage as you breathe. And the movement might be subtle, or this physical awareness, maybe it encourages a little more breath. And here, turn your fingertips to point down, and then bring your hands behind you as if you were saying, oh, my back. So the base of your hand, the base of your wrist will be kind of on the rib cage. Fingertips will slide down the back. And here again, just continue to breathe. And I notice my left side moves a little more than my right. Hmm. Invite one more breath in here. And as you let that go, releasing the hands down by your side. With your inhale, roll the shoulders up around the ears. With your exhale, shoulders back and down. You might find a 3 count as you breathe. And for some of us, counting is not the most calming thing. You could also use 3 words. And so as you inhale, here and now. Exhale, shoulders down, here and now. Taking one more round of shoulder rolls up and back. And then soften them down. Shoulders heavy, elbows heavy. Drift the chin down towards the chest. Keep the shoulders back, collarbones spread wide as you breathe in at the back of your neck. And find an inhale to very leisurely roll the right ear over to listen to the right shoulder. And with the exhale, drift down through center. The inhale, left ear rolls to left shoulder. And down through center. Taking 2 more rounds, you roll from side to side. Noticing if with these little movements you have this urge to rush through it. Just notice that, right? It's a thing. It's called being human. Layering in compassion. Choosing to maybe slow it down a bit or just be aware of how it feels. It's your practice. We'll eventually find that left ear to left shoulder one last time. Drift the chin back down through center. Here in center with your inhale, lift the chin up, lift the shoulders up and back and down. If you've had enough of this weird cross of your legs, you can go back to the regular cross. If you're still doing all right, cool beans. Fingertips out to the side, palms to the ceiling. We're gonna inhale, sweep the arms up. Heart to the right. Inhale up, 2, 3. Heart to the left, 2, 3. And breathing up and open. And here, breathing up and open. The inhale up. And find your way to the right. And as you land here on the right, bring your left hand to the right knee. Your other hand can sit behind you, sit tall to breathe in. The gaze can stay at an angle or begin to drift to the side. Even here, smooth, full breath in and now. Breathing out, 2, 3. Either counting or words, whatever feels good. And keeping the left hand grounded, sweep the right arm up towards the ceiling. So your back arm lengthen through the side body. And just notice how this feels. If it's a bit too much, you can certainly lower that arm back down. And you take a breath in. And then drifting the left hand off to the side, right hip rooted, hips level as you inhale to lengthen. And find your lean to the side. If you want a little more sensation, press your left hand into the floor. You can gaze up, forward, or down. Breathe in through the right rib cage. Breathe in. Floating hand comes down to knee, taking your twist to the opposite side, sit tall, and invite the gaze to turn to your degree. As you breathe in, and breathe out, and breathe in, and breathe out. You can keep your left hand grounded, that back hand, or float the fingertips towards the ceiling, creating this sort of a twisty, leaning, stretch thing, breathing through the side bodies. Again, if it's too much, you don't have to do it. Just bring this floating hand back down. Full breath in. Drifting the right hand off to the side, hips level, sit tall. Take a lean over. If you want to press your right hand down into the earth to create more sensation, that is an option. Also known as not required. With your next inhale, floating both arms up to lengthen through, palms meet. Hands find heart center. Gaze can be soft or closed. A lift of the sternum, shoulders fall back. And here, taking a moment to acknowledge the space you've created for yourself. This time to slow things down. But also know that it's your practice, adapting anything in a way that it feels good for you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Blinking eyes open. Releasing your hands and making your way to table pose. If you want to pad the knees with anything, you're always welcome to do so. Just depends on what kind of flooring you're on. Once we found table, and here stacking the joints, beautiful. With the inhale, lift the heart, lift the gaze, shine the heart forward, lift the hips. Then with your exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, stretch out the back. And you inhale, moving into your back bend. And as you exhale, round the spine. And find the breath in, shine the heart forward. Your breath out, and stretch out the back. And you come back to neutral. And here in neutral, take your right leg long behind you, press through the heel, stretch for the calf, the back of the leg. And strengthen the core as you maybe hover the right leg up, drift it over to the left. Toes land on the left. You can peek over your left shoulder, create space in the right rib cage with a breath in. And the breath out. And the breath in. And the breath out. And gaze back towards the top edge of the mat. Hover your right leg long, press through the heel, lengthen through the crown of the head. Left hand can tent, fingers float or reach. If this is too much, just bring the left hand back down, press through the heel for 3. Lengthen through crown of head, 2. Bring everything back down to tabletop. Give anything a little wiggle, little reset. And as you come back to neutral here in tabletop, take the left leg long behind you. As the toes come to the back of the mat, giving that left leg a nice stretch. And that left calf may have a different opinion, just tuning into how that feels. A little shift if that feels nice. And you come back, shoulders over wrists, press the floor away, navel into spine as you hover your left leg up. Drift it to the right, the toes down, pressing that heel. You might peek over the right shoulder, look at your toes, create space on your left side. Big full breath. Invite another breath in and out. Inviting the gaze back to the top of the mat, navel in, left leg long. You can stay with just the leg long. That's awesome. You might play with tenting the fingers or floating that right hand. Hug the navel in, option for balance table. Lengthen from end to end as you take another breath in. And bring that right hand down. Beautiful. Here, inviting movement. Maybe a round of cow-cat. And come back to neutral. Here in neutral, you're welcome to stay in table or press into the base of the index and thumb. Press the floor away. Hug the navel in. Tuck your toes under and lift the hips up and back to down dog. And as you find down dog, taking your gaze towards your toes, your knees, or your navel, at any time you can bend the knees to bring them back down to the mat. All right. Here you can soften the knees a bit and bring your awareness, your mind's eye, to your pinky fingers. And imagine a long line of energy running from your pinky fingers all the way up to the pinnacle of the shape, the top of your hips. That length all along the spine. And sinking the heels back towards the floor, breathing into the hamstrings and the back. And take a breath in. And a breath out. Maybe you inhale to lift the heels, bend the knees just a bit. Exhale, straighten the legs, heels track back. Just inviting one more round, a bit of movement if that feels good to you. Bend the knees, lift the heels up. And straighten the legs to your degree, heels track towards the floor. Look up towards your hands and begin to meander, mosey even, as you make your way up to ragdoll. And as you find your way to ragdoll here, taking the space you need, maybe the feet are nice and wide as the torso dangles. If you would prefer to have a lot of bend to the knee, let your torso rest on your thighs, that's a beautiful option, right? Some strength in the quads, a release for the hamstrings. Or imagine a ribbon tied to your sacrum, the low back, lifting you up towards the ceiling. The legs don't have to be perfectly straight. Hands can dangle towards the earth, hands to elbows or something else. As you breathe in, breathe out. Take another breath in. And releasing arms if you had any kind of bind. Walk your feet in a bit, ankles under knees. Watching out for furniture or anything in front of you. Hands to shins. With your inhale, shoulders roll back, lengthen, and look forward with a whole inhale. With your exhale, soften, drape over the legs, head is heavy. Hands to shins. Inhale, shoulders back, lengthen from crown of head through tailbone. Exhale, draping head heavy towards the earth. One more time. Hands to shins, shoulders back, gaze forward. Exhale, soften, head is heavy. And keep the softness in the knees as you unroll and stack the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Eventually at the top, the shoulders roll up, back, and down. Maybe it feels so good you do it a second time. Heavy shoulders, feet root, fingertips tethered towards the earth. Press down, inhale, reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale, palms come back down by your side. Come back to that breath. Inhale, sweep the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, palms press away. Also, shoulder mobility, if you want to know what else we're doing here. Right? Inhale, sweep the arms up. This time, as you bring the palms together, find your right wrist, lengthen through, root into your right foot. The whole exhale as you lean to the left. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, lean to the right. Inhale back to center, releasing, lengthen through the fingertips, flow forward, fold with a whole exhale. Fingertips to floor, hands to shins as you inhale, look forward. Exhale, soften, head heavy, forward fold. Press down, inhale, rise all the way up, taking your time. Find your right wrist, lengthen, lean to the left. Inhale back up. Exhale, lean to the right. Inhale back up, lengthen through the fingertips, and flow forward, fold with your exhale. Your whole inhale, shoulders back, lengthen, take the gaze forward, love for the hamstrings. Head heavy, soften, forward, fold. One more time like this. Inhale, rise up. Find the right wrist. Exhale, lean to one side. Inhale, center. Follow the breath as you fan over to the right. Breathe in and up, lengthen, maybe lift the gaze, just see how it feels. Flow forward, fold with your exhale. Eyeball the blocks if you like them. Maybe even bring hands to blocks as you inhale, half lift. Take the gaze forward. Here, left foot steps back to the low lunge. Just find the footing, literally. Here with your inhale, shine the heart forward. Your exhale, shift the weight back. Breathe in, shine forward. Breathe out and shift back. As you shift back, press the left heel down, say hello to your left calf. We'll come back up to the top as we shine forward. One more to shift back. Nice. And come back to the top of that lunge. Front foot roots, hands root, look forward. That's where you're going. Press down, step up with the left foot to inhale, half lift. Just do the best you can. Head heavy, forward fold. Press down, inhale, rise all the way up to the top, nice and easy. Find your right wrist, lengthen, lean over to the left. Inhale back to center. Lengthen, lean the other way. We'll breathe in and up, reach through the fingertips, maybe open up the heart space. Bow forward, fold, soft knees, always an option. Your inhale, half lift, lengthen tailbone through crown of head. Plant your hands, blocks or no blocks, right foot steps back, your length of a low lunge. Look forward, inhale, shift forward, check out the front of your right thigh and your right hip flexor. The exhale, shift the weight back, take a peek at your right toes. Inhale, shifting forward. Exhale, shifting back. One more round of this as we come forward. And shift the weight back. Maybe there's a little more room in that third round, who knows? Come back to the top of the lunge. Find that grounding up front. Look forward, look up, then step up. Inhale, half lift. Head heavy, forward fold. Press down, inhale. Nice and easy, stack in the spine. Reach all the way to the ceiling. Find the right wrist. Lean to one side. Inhale up. Exhale, lean the other way. We're going to inhale up, reach through the fingertips. Bow forward, fold with your exhale. We'll build here. Inhale, half lift, find that length. Big step back with the left foot. With your inhale, shine forward. Exhale, shift the weight back just once. Say hello to your right hamstring. As you come back to the top of the lunge, left knee comes down, maybe something beneath the left knee if you so choose. Here with your inhale, shine the heart forward. This time, take your blocks, walk the hips back, half split. Just for a moment, toes to face as you breathe in. And shift the weight back to the top. We'll take that 2 more times, just walking ourselves back. Inviting mobility into the back of your right leg. Again, the knee does not ever have to be perfectly straight. We'll come back to the top of the lunge. Here, inviting the hips to drift forward, sink forward. You can keep hands on blocks at any height, or move your hands to the top of your right thigh. Here, inviting the hips, again, just to kind of settle in. If you want to create more of a stacked lunge to take some of the sensation out of that left hip, you're welcome to do so. Or invite the hips just to sink. Kind of see what makes the most sense for your body. With the inhale, left arm sweeps up. Left shoulder softens. And here, bring your mind's eye to your left pinky finger. And that arc of energy running down the side body all the way to your left pinky toe. As you breathe in. And breathe out. And take another breath in here. Bring the left hand down, floor or block next to the right foot. Right hand comes to the right leg as you gaze to the right. As you breathe into this twist, if you'd like to float the right arm towards the ceiling, you're welcome to do so. If you want to tuck the back toes under to hover that back leg, it's an option. Keyword, option. And take one more breath where you are. Coming back down to release the hands, blocks or floor. Get that right foot rooted, look forward, tuck the toes under. As many steps as you need to come up to the top. Inhale, half lift. Head heavy, deepen the fold. Press down, inhale, rise all the way up to the top. Find your right wrist, lengthen and lean to one side. Inhale back to center. And find the other side for the lean. Maybe there's a little more room now. As we breathe in and up. Note in our practice here, flow forward, fold. Things like small degrees and centimeters absolutely count. As you breathe in, find that length. Step the right foot back, low lunge. One time for the inhale to shine forward. The exhale to shift back. Inhale, come forward, right knee comes down. With that stability, inhale, shine the heart forward. Walk the blocks back, any height that suits. So you take a moment here, you can keep the left knee bent. And then walk yourself back up to the top. Follow your breath, shifting back. Oof, and shifting forward. That left side is something else. We'll come back one more time. Oof, tell you. All right, come back up to the top. And again, here as we sink the hips forward, kind of decide, like, is shifting forward feel good or a little less? Your call. Fingertips could stay on blocks or hand to thigh. Shoulders back and down. Right arm sweeps up towards the ceiling. Right shoulder rolls back. And breathe space up the front body. And find the grounding of the foundation. From right pinky finger, that arc of energy coming down through the side body. And here, can you still feel that movement of the breath as if you had your hands on your rib cage? And as you find an exhale, right hand drifts down, block or floor. As you gaze to the left, once again, you can spend time just in that lunge or layering on. You can lift the back knee up if you'd like, floating the left fingertips or not. Breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Invite a breath where you are. Releasing hands back down. Find that strength in the front leg. Tuck the back toes under. Look forward. Step up to the top. To inhale, half lift. Head heavy, deep in the fold. Press down, inhale, rise all the way up to the top. Lengthen through the fingertips. Hands find heart center. Here, we're going to play with our balance, but in a slightly different way. I'm going to turn just so you have a visual aid. Okay. So what we're going to do is we can keep hands at heart center or bring hands to your hip, whatever feels good to you. We're going to bring the weight into the left foot. And as you shift weight into your left foot, just begin to hover the right foot up off the floor. Okay. Begin doing the best we can. Here, we're going to extend the right leg out and just tap the toe in front. And then hover the right toes up. Then drift it out to the side and find the tap. And drift the foot forward, tap. Lift the foot up, out to the side, tap. This time, perhaps you shift the weight to find the toes behind you and come back to the side and back to the front. We'll find that half circle one more time. Tap out to the side. Root down, shift the weight, play with the balance. Doesn't always play nice. Come back out to the side. Come back to the front. And then here, take the big toe on the floor. Butterfly the knee open, stand tall. Lengthen through crown of head as you breathe in. And breathe out. Option here, take arms down by your side. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, sweep the arms down. If this doesn't feel good, you don't have to do it. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, sweep the arms down. Navel hugs into spine, stay on tall. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And bring hands back to heart center. Release your right foot down. And give everything a little shake. Awesome. Just trying something different. Right? And playing with this movement. Now, the right side may be different, and that's all good. Again, we can take hands to heart or hands to hips. I sometimes also like to bring my hands behind my back, whatever makes sense to you, okay? So first, bring weight into the right foot, stand tall on the right foot, and just take a moment to find that grounded, rooting down, lengthen through the crown of the head. And then here, we'll bring the toes out, simply tap the foot, hover, take it out to the left, little tap, little strength. We'll come back up to the top. If this is enough, you can stay with this. Or as you come out to the side, tap, shift the weight forward a bit, find the toe behind you. Shift the weight to the side. Come back up to the top, super strong right leg. One more time. Playing with proprioception, playing with strength. As we come back to the front, big toe down, so we have that extra point of connection. Stand nice and tall. Beautiful. Navel into spine. Arms drift down by your side. Option to inhale, sweep the arms up. You can also do this with both feet on the floor. We proved that earlier. And sweep the arms down. Notice if you slow down the movement, does it make it easier? Or does it make it more challenging? Maybe it makes you pay attention more. And that can be the challenge. We'll meet with palms up. Hands travel to heart center. And come back down to mountain pose. Arms heavy by the side. Maybe a pedaling of the heels, wiggle of hips. Awesome. So I'm going to turn back this way since we're all sort of facing the front edge of the mat. We're going to press down into our feet, arms down by our side. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And flow forward, fold with your exhale. As you inhale, half lift, take the gaze forward. Here, bring hands to the mat and step both feet back for a moment in high plank. If you can take more than a moment, you're welcome to do so. You can bring the knees down at any point. What we're going to do is bring our, I'm going to turn around, don't mind me. We're going to bring our, you're like, tell me what to do, Gretchen. Bring your right knee down. Bring your right hand in a bit. You're going to spin the right toes out, left heel flat. And making the world's best Simon Says twister player. Supported side plank as your left fingertips float towards the ceiling. Strengthen your core. Big full breath. And keep that strength in the core. Option to begin to float up. Crown of head comes to ceiling. Left hand travels down left leg. Right arm opens to gate pose. Breathe strength up that right rib cage. Stability in your core, in your obliques. Let a breath in. We're going to keep that strength, float the right fingertips down. They might brush the floor, they might not. We'll drift back up one more time. Lengthen up through the right rib cage. Soften the right shoulder. You can look down towards your left foot or up towards the ceiling, your call. And take a breath in. Mindfully decelerate, drifting that right hand down towards the earth. As the right hand lands, you can stay here. You might take that left arm along the left ear to lengthen through that left side after finding compression and strength in that left side. If you want to float your left leg, you're welcome to do so, but you don't have to. And take a full breath in. We'll float that left hand back down to tabletop. If you want to spend time in tabletop or lift up and back to down dog, both are good. Just inviting some dynamic, mindful. I just noticed I wanted to like cat-cow it with like halftime, just slowing things down. Why is that? I tell you, life. And then coming back to neutral. Once we're in neutral, if you're in down dog, coming back to table or back to high plank. And we'll bring the left hand in. With that left knee down, foot pivots out, finding your supported side plank with the right hand floating towards the ceiling. Gazing up, forward, or down, length from the right heel all the way through the crown of the head. You can spend time here. There's a whole lot going on. Or with that engagement, begin to float up, crown of head to ceiling. Nice. Left fingertips reach towards the ceiling, opening up the left side body. Keeping that strength in the whole core, wrapping around the body with that engagement. Floating left hand, travel towards the floor. Doesn't have to touch. If you need a moment, take a moment. Or begin to float that left hand back up. Lengthening through the left side. Smooth, full breath. Take another breath in here. We'll float that left hand back down. Take a breath or two in your version of side plank. Right arm can float along the right ear. Lengthen from heel through fingertips as you breathe in. Breathe out. And take another breath in. And we'll come back down to table. You can spend time in table or lifting up and back to down dog. Both are good. So you invite some counter movement to reset the spine. Awesome. From down dog, come back to table. From table, we'll come around into a seat to make your way down to your back. So as we move on to our back, having maybe a block or a low profile bolster nearby, we're going to find floating bridges and then have the option for a supported bridge. So if you want to take something under your hips for the supported bridge, just having it close by, okay? So once you've made your way down, we'll find the ankles under the knees, the toes point forward. And as you press into your feet, with your inhale, lift the hips up, 2, 3. Sink the hips back down, 2, 3. Beautiful. We'll take that 3 more times. Inhale the hips up to the ceiling. Mindfully float back down. 2 more. Up, 2, 3. Hip sink down, 2, 3. Quads are strong. 1 more time. Up, 2, 3. Hips travel down, 2, 3. Nice. Take a moment here with the hips, rest. Maybe take the feet wide, kiss the knees together, unless you like butterfly. So supine butterfly, or its opposite, constructive rest. Both are good. Here, wherever you are, bring either 2 hands to your torso, like your upper belly and your lower belly-ish. And come back into feeling the movement of the breath. You might notice your heartbeat picks up a little bit, and that's what back bends can do. And so we use this smooth breath to kind of balance out the rapid heartbeat. Awesome. So here you can take 3 more rounds of your floating bridge. You could also choose to put a block under your low back to take a supported bridge shape, or you can press up into dynamic, like a holding bridge, Setu Bandhasana, lifting the hips up and just stay here if that feels good to you. Okay, so here in a yang, holding the bridge, blocky block for our supported bridge. That's what I'm talking about. Or take your floating bridge, that smooth, even breath, 3 counts as best you can for 3 more rounds. All right, counting your breath and finding this is sort of a move. It is like, not like it is finding it as a moving meditation. Even here in the supported shape, count your breath or use the words here and now. Here and now. You don't change things up. Now and here. Now and here. After you found those 3 rounds of breath, or if it's just time for you to come back down, bring the hips back down to the earth. Either butterfly the knees out or kiss them inward, whatever feels good to you. Wherever you are, the hands rest. Maybe even tuck the elbows into the side, make a little compartment, fill it with your breath. From where you are, we'll meet back with feet, under ankles, under knees. And then we're going to press into our feet to lift the hips up a little and scoot your hips over to the right a skosh. Okay. Then from there, take your left leg long and give your right knee a squeeze. So a twist is a nice way to neutralize a back bend. And we'll linger a little longer here in this twist, letting the breath be the flow. So as you hug your knee in, you can certainly hold your thigh versus your shin. You can hold that leg into your chest or hold the knee more so in toward the armpit. And then gently release that leg, guide it over to the left side. If you want to prop it on something to make it a more supported twist, you are welcome to do so. If you want to let it be more of a yin twist, you don't have to put any propping in place. Your gaze or your gazeless gaze can be up towards the ceiling, or you can drift your gaze over towards your right shoulder. And in this seemingly still place, can you allow the slow flow of your breath? Invite mindful movement deep within the shape. Invite another breath in. Empty that out. Very gently begin to draw yourself back to the midline. Spending time can create just an interesting sensation on the exit. It might feel nice to bring both feet to the floor, bring the hips back to the midline. Maybe give both knees a squeeze. A little side to side rock, if that feels good. Awesome. Feet come back down to the mat. Press down, lift your hips up over to the left a little bit. If you're using props on one side, just inviting the props to be on the other side. Right leg long, hug the left knee in, holding thigh or shin into the chest. If you want a little more sensation, into the armpit. And then loosening that grip and drawing the leg over to the right. And as you do that, you may notice you want a little more shift to the left or some kind of adjustment. The adjustment might also be turning the gaze to the left a little bit. Let's kind of see what feels good to you here once you settle into the second side of your supine twist. Option to rest a hand on the rib cage, feeling the expansion of your inhale and the softening of the exhale. And breathe in and breathe out. And gently making your way back to the midline. Bringing your hips back to center if you had a scooch. Maybe drawing both knees in, back to Apasana. And you can hug the knees in Apasana. If it would feel good to take happy baby pose, you're welcome to hold on to the backs of your knees, bring the soles of feet to ceiling, hold on to your shins or hold on to your feet. Lingering or find just a leisurely rock from side to side. See if even that can slow down. And then from here, releasing your feet and coming into your last shape. If you'd like to take that bolster or rolled blanket beneath your knees, you could find that. You could just take yourself nice and long. You could also find constructive rest, feet wide, knees kissed together. Whatever your last shape is. As you find your way into your last shape, and finding a place of ease. And the body can release and relax back into the mat. And here, feel the places on your body that meet the floor. Imagine pouring your exhales into those places, inviting a softness. Let the edges to melt. As every round of breath invites a softening. For you to sink back into your Shavasana. Breathe in. Breathe out. As you begin to invite gentle movement, wiggling and turning. And the inhale can extend arms to the ceiling or overhead as you breathe into a stretch. Drawing knees in towards your body and finding your way over to one side, resting your head and your arm. And you linger and listen to your breath. And with soft or closed eyes, gently making your way back up to find your seat. Inviting palms together to thumbs rest upon heart center. A little lift of the heart, heavy shoulders. Here as you connect to your source of gratitude, compassion, loving kindness, and joy. Offering yourself gratitude for this time, thanking your breath for guiding the way, and thanking your body for being so patient and strong. And steeped within this energy you've cultivated, this flow that you found, a mantra, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings be happy, and may I help make it so. Feel those words reaching out into the universe as you breathe in and breathe out. And perhaps the next time you find yourself at a stoplight or waiting for something, you can come back to that 3-count breath. Slow things down. Thumbs come to third eye point, your seat of intuition. I thank you for sharing your time, your energy, and your beautiful practice with me. Until our paths cross again, my friend, be well and namaste.
Namaste.